I think I have to back up just a little bit on how this all came to be with those nasty sugar cravings. At least 20 to 30 years ago, when I was in my 20s and moving into my 30s, I thought I could get away with eating anything. I ate a lot of processed food, and processed food, as you know, has a lot of sugar in it. It just seems like we can't get away from sugar no matter what we do and what we eat. And if you're eating out anywhere, whether it be a nice restaurant, whether it be fast foods, those type of joints, sugar is in almost every type of food. But did I think about that before? Back in my day, I wasn't gaining weight at the time. And if I was gaining weight, I was burning it off so fast. I was going to the clubs, I was dancing all the time. There was always movement. We did everything, every type of exercise throughout the day. And even in my job, I was always moving, always walking, always doing something. Fast forward to now. The cravings really got out of control in the last 2 years. And that's probably when the start of you know what out there in the world, our environment has changed dramatically. Everybody feels the pressure, this veil over us that is very concerning, a lot of anxiety, depression. I think we all feel these kind of things at any given time in the last 2 years. Would you agree? The sugar cravings increased for me. You guys know me from all my past videos, and I have a lot of videos about binging, about fasting and then binging, or finding myself eating a lot of junk food at the end of a good day of eating whole foods and plant-based and good foods. And then I totally destroy it and sabotage myself with eating cookies or just going in there grabbing a bunch of processed food. So what I mean by processed food is anything that's on a box or a package that has information on the back of it saying the nutritional facts, which are not really much nutrition in it. If it didn't come out of the ground from what God made, then it's probably processed food. I don't think it was a bad thing about chocolate if you have dark chocolate, the real good high percentage of cocoa bean in the chocolate. But what was happening is I was grabbing more and more. I would just have that little square, and then it got bigger. I would come back and get another square, and then next thing you know, I've eaten half the bar, and that's not how I do things. But there is a solution to all of this madness. And I think I've found some of these solutions, and I'm hoping that maybe you can use some of these tips to add into your daily routine. Also dealing with the environment of my hubby's eating lifestyle, along with my mom. For those of you that don't know, I am a caregiver full-time for my mom who had a stroke. She is partially paralyzed and has aphasia, which she only could say a few words. But she knows how to communicate. She knows what she wants. She knows what she wants to eat. And she's a meat and potato gal. And not a lot of veggies, but I'm trying to get them in on her plate, and she wants a lot of sweets. If it's in the house, eventually it's going into this body. And so when I get bored or any kind of things that is stressful, then I start searching and roaming around the kitchen like I have no self-control. But there is solutions to this issue. And I think I found a couple of things that I'm hoping that maybe one or two of the tips might help you when we're dealing with sugar cravings and get it under control. Number one, balancing my hormones, or at least getting close to balancing my hormones. In the past videos, I spoke about going to a naturopath or some type of holistic doctor that thinks about the whole body and how each organ affects each other. And you're also treating it with nutrients that we depleted ourselves, the way we eat, the way our lifestyle is. Supplementing has helped me quite a bit. And so I'm taking natural supplements, and I mean like vitamins, the things that I know that I was deficient in. And so that's something that you have to look into and get to the root of the cause, and it will help you curtail those sugar cravings. And what I've noticed is that it all plays a role in getting your body to just basically calm down. Just calm down. So the sugar cravings, I've been feeling so much better. And it took at least 3 weeks to 4 weeks that I really noticed the change, that I'm not feeling like I'm in a rush and an urge to binge on something that has sugar in it. You got to figure out what's going on in your body, get your blood work done. And if this is out of the budget, we like to say out of the budget, doesn't mean we can't afford it, but just not in the budget right now. It's about taking care of yourself. And even if you can get some blood work, make sure you're checking the whole panel of minerals that you might be depleted in. Sometimes you have to just tell your doctor the test that you need. I know I have to tell my doctor, because otherwise you just get the basic panel and it doesn't show a lot. And then you start to replenish yourself with the supplements you need, and also adjust your diet with a whole food plant-based and add more of that in. And take more of the meats out and more of the dairy out if you're any of those type of eaters. And you'll see a difference in what you start craving. Your taste buds start to change and you want to crave whole foods. And that's what's going to happen if you stay consistent, and it will pay off. Number 2, I mentioned eating whole food, plant-based, more of it, which you'll get natural sugars from. So like fruit. You are getting sugar there, but it's all natural, and it's what your body really needs, instead of that high fructose syrups and all of these artificial sweeteners that are put into processed foods and desserts in general. The natural things that come out of the ground from God are natural sugars that your body would appreciate it. So instead of doing the cookies for dessert, grab a piece of fruit. You can even dash on a little bit of cinnamon, a little bit of nutmeg on your apples, cut it up, and it's satiating, and it gives you flavor you're looking for on your taste buds. Cinnamon and nutmeg, there's no calories there, and it's sweet. And adding that to some fruit, it's a game changer, okay? It's just a game changer. Number 3, change your environment. Even if it's just slightly, you can change your environment, meaning take the foods, the bad foods that maybe your family's eating or somebody else is eating in the house. And because I know it's not you eating it, right? If you want to eliminate or at least decrease the temptation of grabbing that food when you're bored, is to move it out of the pantry, maybe move it to a back area that you can't see it. For instance, if it's in the kitchen, I know I'm going to see it, and then I'm going to start reaching for it if I'm having a stressful day. It's a psychological thing. It really is. Food not seen is food not craved. You know, like when you're watching television and you see a commercial and you start seeing fast food, and then all of a sudden you're hungry and maybe you just eaten. That's what I mean. It's psychological. When you're bored and you're stressed, then you're going to start reaching for something because you want to comfort yourself. And that's the way of showing yourself love, not necessarily the right type of love. So food not seen is food not craved. I know you've heard this tip before hundreds of times on probably many other channels as well as mine. Number 4 is about decreasing your stress levels. Yes, easier said than done. But instead of looking at how can I have better time management, look at energy management. So how can I gain more energy in my day and plan that out the day before? So I have what I call the daily 6, which my career coach has taught me. You block out times and you make time limits for each item that you block out and put it on your calendar. And these are the daily 6 tasks or items that I'm going to do. And then I look at the top 2 things that I'm the most reluctant to do. And those are the first items that I get done in my mornings when I have most energy. Usually, most of us have the most burst of energy in the mornings. And so I usually get my first 2 tasks done in that time frame. Usually one of them may be a half an hour, another may be an hour. Once I get down to the other items, they're my high priorities and things that I love to do that I'm passionate about. So it's easier, and I find the energy for the things that I'm passionate about later in the day. When you find that you block out the appropriate time to get the daily 6 done, then you have a feeling of less stress, not being rushed with everything you're trying to do in the day, because you're dedicating and you're focusing your energy on that one given task, one thing at a time. So then you're gaining energy. And so you're doing the things that you most like to do instead of being stressed doing something that you don't want to do. And then that causes reason to go grabbing sugar. All I'm saying is manage your stress levels and look at your energy management in the day. Get the things that you don't want to do those things first, and then do the things later in the day that you really enjoy, and you'll have a lot more energy and less stress. And my last tip, number 5, is to focus on your goals instead of distractions. And that kind of ties into the whole stress thing, because we know that if you are just reacting to what is happening in the day, instead of working on the things that you already set up for you and blocked out times. So basically, you are guarding those time blocks that you committed to focus on your goals that you need to get done that are helping you gain your purpose in the world. Distractions are just distractions. Like this video could be a distraction. Are you watching at a time in the day that you are procrastinating about a certain goal or a task that you set for yourself? You get what I'm saying? So, like social media is a distraction. Unless it's part of your business. Like for me, it would be part of my business. If it's not for you and it's just a form of entertainment, that's fine. But just choose a block time in the day that you would actually look at social media, and then the rest of the day, you're working on your goals. It's about treating yourself well and looking at your worth and going to do it without so many distractions getting in your way. So my goal is to lose 8 pounds. And I know that if I don't get certain things done in the day, I'm going to be more stressed out. Therefore, it connects to me binging and grabbing sugar and processed foods. So it all ties together. If we take one goal at a time and do it in baby steps, it'll add up to a big completion of what you've been going after in the first place. Thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video. And don't forget that caregiving begins with you, and always keep searching for the perfect bite and balance. Talk to you later.